Hello everyone and welcome back. Hope you're having an amazing week. About a year ago, I made a video entitled Stop Eating the B.A.D. Black American Diet, which was a video I made to encourage my fellow Black people to consider what they're letting pass as food in their daily diets. A lot of the community suffers with health issues such as high blood pressure, heart disease, and or obesity, and that may very well be linked, in many cases, to the food that is consumed in Black culture. You can't put trash in the fuel tank of a car and expect it to make it down the block. I guess Back to the Future is the exception. But if we change our food habits and choose healthier options, we could definitely improve our lives and the lives of our children. So I encourage you to watch that video to see what the main issues are with eating that type of diet and how it can be detrimental to the health. But one thing I didn't go into depth in was food alternatives for foods that are eaten in the B.A.D. I mean, some of these things eaten in that diet, I don't even consider as food. Neither does the creator, by the way. So there's definitely alternatives that can be used to replace those bad items. So let's look at some of those today. First category, meat. There are many meats that are consumed today that should not be on the dinner plate. In the B.A.D., meat is a main staple and heavily overconsumed. For instance, many soul foods include things like crab legs, pork chops, shrimp, pork ribs, catfish, chitlins, bologna, and pig feet. The literal scavengers of the earth. You are what you eat, and these animals and sea critters are the garbage disposals of the earth. Best to stay clear away from these animals. For alternatives of these meats, it can actually be real simple here. For crab legs, chicken. For pork chops, chicken. For shrimp, chicken. For pork ribs, chicken. They say everything tastes like chicken, right? And I have yet to meet a Black person that doesn't enjoy a great piece of chicken, myself included. No, I'm just kidding, guys. But instead of the seafood creatures and many other unclean fish in the ocean, there are delicious alternatives such as salmon, bass, cod, and other fish that will give you that seafood taste and nutrients like omega-3s, which are very beneficial for the body. And vegan culture has really reinvented the wheel, so you can pretty much make any seafood recipe with vegetable alternatives that will produce a somewhat similar taste. Look into those and experiment a little in your cooking to see what recipes work for you. It's all about trying something new. Also, for food alternatives for pork, which is unfortunately always sizzling on the grill for some people, you can substitute with things like beef, chicken, buffalo, and goat, which are really yummy and healthier overall for the body. Just watch out for fat content and make sure when you're purchasing these meats that you check the labels to ensure that the meat isn't mixed with pork or other unclean items. Meat can get pretty expensive these days, so you can always substitute with a meatless meal when appropriate. Meat is much harder for the body to process than fruits and vegetables, so it might be beneficial to limit the amount of meat you consume overall in a week. Second category, fat. Every fat is not weighted equally. Canola oils and vegetable oils are mostly used in the B.A.D. because they're cheaper fats to purchase. However, these can have the knack for being watered down with filler oils, which lowers the quality and purity of what you're ingesting. So you're not getting many nutrients from these oils, and you may be consuming more harmful substances for the body. Some great replacement oils for these are extra virgin olive oil and grapeseed oil, which are packed with nutrients and beneficial for heart health. Also, so many people rely on things such as shortening and lard to replace butter, which is an all-natural, delicious fat that adds another layer to your dishes. Of course, butter is not good to consume in overabundance, but it's better to go the natural and clean way instead of using synthetic substitutes and pork fat. Third category, sugar. A kid in a candy store is every one of us because sugar is one of the biggest addictions out there. It gives us that euphoric feeling, and it's a craving that can never be satisfied. Bad sources of sugar come from highly processed desserts, store-bought cakes and cookies, and candies galore. But constant consumption of these things will decline the health of an individual. Limited sugar is best in most cases, and if your sweet tooth needs to be satiated, the best option is to cook your own desserts from scratch. That way, you know exactly what's in your treats, and you won't be consuming harmful preservatives and additives. Fruits can also be a great alternative for something sweet. But let's be honest, sometimes we don't want an apple, we want a chocolate cake. So make your chocolate cake and explore with healthier recipes. Fourth category, dairy. Now, this category is on the list because sometimes there can be hidden pork in dairy products. You can reference my 5 sources of hidden pork in your food video for more information on this specifically. Overall, it's important to look at the ingredients listed on your dairy products and make sure that the company that processes these products is using clean methods. So it may take a little research, but it's worth it in the end. Lately, I've been trying a lot of goat milk products like goat cheese and goat milk, which is said to be easier on the digestive system, and I really love it. You could give these a try and even look into dairy-free milk alternatives as well, like almond milk, oat milk, cashew milk, and many more. Just make sure to check the ingredients list on these dairy-free options, though, if they aren't homemade, because companies tend to add a lot of unnecessary preservatives. Fifth category, carbohydrates. Chips and crackers and cereals and other highly processed carbs aren't the best in the long run. Try replacing some of these with, yes, fruits and vegetables, guys. And I'm not talking about vegetable chips shaped like a vegetable. These fruits and veggies are loaded with nutrients and fiber, which the human body loves. So take out the bad and work towards replacing more of those processed dead foods with lively whole foods, which fuel the body to give it the energy it needs. And it kees you regular too. Well, that is what I wanted to share with you guys today. These are just some better alternatives for things that are commonly eaten in the B.A.D diet. And you guys can also take a look at the links in the description box below for more information on healthy diet practices as well. But ultimately, our health should be held as a priority aspect of our lives. So I hope this video was helpful for your health journey in some way. All right, see you guys next time.